Hi, I'm Bee, and welcome to the Prison Void, where we talk about all things fantasy nonsense, and today's nonsense is of the spookier variety. I want to send you an invitation to a strange little town. From the outside, it might seem normal. The people might seem like people you'd find anywhere else, but I promise you, it's not. Welcome to Stagtown. Do-do-do, do-do-do, Night Vale music.
Hello, listeners.
So before we begin, I wanted to talk about the author of Stagtown. Alice LeGros, or as Punko as she is now known online, is no stranger to the publishing world. Her first breakthrough into the comic world was in 2003, where she won a spot in Tokyo Pop's Rising Stars Imanga. This led to her publishing her first graphic novel by the name of Bizenghast. Now, Bizenghast is absolutely beautiful. From the elaborate costumes to the wonderful backgrounds. It's visually so aesthetic, it's so beautiful. I can't praise it enough. It's actually one of the first manga I started collecting as a kid. Bizenghast is about a young schizophrenic woman who every night journeys off to the mausoleum to help souls. She is aided by some interesting characters, to say the least. With the success of Bizenghast, Punko gained an internet following, particularly on her DeviantArt, where she posted art from Bizenghast as well as cosplay photos and fun little doodles. There's still a decent chunk of people following her on DeviantArt today, despite the fact that in 2016 she wound up deleting her entire DeviantArt and moving to other platforms. In 2009, Punko wound up working with the Gothic and Lolita Bible to put together a photo shoot, and she even did the comic at the back. It's pretty. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite volumes. One of my favorite comics at the end, too. I'd know that art anywhere. One of the skirts she designed for the Gothic and Lolita Bible actually has a sort of fun little internet history. It wasn't finished for the photo shoot, it was just pinned in order to get the photos done, and it circulated online till it was eventually picked up and finished by YouTube's own The Stitches, and I will link that video down below if you want to see that come full circle and get finished.
Hello friends, it's The Stitches, and I have a rather exciting skirt restoration project to share with you guys today.
It's pretty fun, and if The Stitches ever decides she wants to put that skirt up on Depop, I am going to do my darndest to win it, because how cool would that be? Now in 2011, Tokyo Pop ended up closing its North America and UK publishing houses, meaning that the last volume of Bizenghast was not able to be published. It did wind up getting published through a third-party publisher, but it is super rare.
Out of stock.
Bizenghast was a huge success for Tokyo Pop, and it was the 2008 economic recession that put the company under. Regardless, Bizenghast has spawned a lot of merchandise, including a board game, a sequel series, and even a failed Kickstarter for a game, which, why didn't I know about that at the time? Look at it, it looks so good. They actually got someone on board who worked on Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton movie, as well as other films. Oh, I linked information about the failed Kickstarter down below as well, so you can see how amazing that would have been. I'm so upset. There's coloring books, an art book, and Imanga, whatever that is. I actually have my own little story of interacting with Punko. I was supposed to meet her at Comic-Con, but because of time differences, I didn't get a chance to. I had gotten a little gift banana for her and everything, but needless to say, I'm a big fan of Punko. Punko has published other works, including the crowdfunded Elephant book, where she promised a beautiful and unique background on every page. There's also the series Toyetica, which is about a race of tiny humanoids who model to be toys for children. It's really cute. And here we've come to her most current work, Stagtown. It is, of course, free to read on Webtoons, and I will link it down below. So you can just, when you're done with this video, just go and click it right after you like, comment, subscribe. Maybe, I don't know, your life, do what you want. So here we go. Stagtown. The main character is a young woman named Frankie who just moved back to Stagtown after finishing college. And while Frankie does want to tell you the strange things that happen in Stagtown, it just seems like there's nothing really out of the ordinary, except for Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy. He's the, conspiracy theorist. And while Frankie herself says Jeremy's harmless, don't trust conspiracy theorists. That's my advice for you. Now, Jeremy, at the start of the comic, is upset because there's new video cameras. And Frankie brushes this off as, oops, there's a ancient video camera that no one's noticed before. That is until one shows up in her house, and then she sees them everywhere else. They just suddenly went up in a flash. The city's own cameras didn't see anything happen, and all went dead before all these cameras were put into place. And the idea of being around a camera, watching her eat, makes Frankie upset. I can imagine having a strange video camera in your house would make anyone upset. So she tears it down, only to find 3 more in its place. 3 more intense looking ones. And that seems to be happening all over town. You tear down a camera, older, more dangerous looking ones seem to replace it. There are so many video cameras in town that it has altered the behavior of Stagtownians, Stagtownites, the people of Stagtown. So, Frankie decides to leave. She packs up and decides the last thing she needs to do before she leaves is check on, Conspiracy Boy, where the cameras seem to be focused more than anywhere else. Jeremy's house, Jeremy's apartment. So she wants to see Jeremy, where there seems to be more cameras surrounding his apartment than anyone else's. With the help of the landlady, they get in, and then they find the cameras, and Jeremy, who goes to the hospital. So Frankie takes Jeremy and decides that it is time to leave Stagtown, so they pack up, get ready to go, till they're stopped. The townspeople have this idea that leaving the town might spread this infestation of cameras elsewhere. So they come up with this idea to follow the wires to see where they go. Well, you can infer what you want from that image. They don't open the coffin. However, I strongly recommend you read Stagtown. There's a lot I left out, and, it's a good story. I gave you enough information to pique your interest, enough to get you hooked, enough to nibble at your curiosity. Now you know a little bit about the comic, just a summary. We'll put a pin in that and circle back. I feel like I'm using a lot of business info. Synergy. Stocks. Storks. Clearly, I'm a business bee. So throughout this video, I've talked a lot about Punko's art, since I'm very familiar with it. What interested me in Bizenghast in the first place was the beautiful backgrounds and costumes, definitely the costumes. They influenced my own sense of style. I found this image while researching, and honestly, it fascinates me. I can think of 1,000 different stories from this one image alone. If we look at her previous works, Diane always has a beautiful outfit, and the backgrounds are stunning and breathtaking and eerie, And Toyotica has cute little classrooms, a school. It's fun. Elephant Book has stunning backgrounds as well, and it's not some mausoleum or toy world. It's Philadelphia. And still, backgrounds for days. And then there's Stagtown. But Stagtown's backgrounds are detailed, yes. Elaborate, of course. But it's just a small town. The setting is ordinary. The outfits are ordinary. And that's because the scares in Stagtown build off the unsettling nature of something that just seems ordinary. Like an old camera that showed up out of nowhere. It could have just easily been overlooked, but suddenly 3 in its place. That's unsettling. So in order to have that build up, the setting needs to be bland. Frankie wears hoodies because that's what people wear. I mean, not me, but other people. Most people. This dress has pockets, by the way. Everything from the beige color scheme to the ordinary outfits and the normal backgrounds add to the idea that Stagtown is just a seemingly ordinary town with something sinister just beneath the surface. Frankie herself is an interesting character for the fact that she's not stupid. A lot of horror novels, stories, movies, whatever, kind of dumb down their characters to make plot happen. Like, how many times in a horror novel has this happen?
Hey, Elizamantha, we're gonna go to the cemetery tonight. Since it's Halloween and every year kids die at the cemetery doing the exact thing we're about to do. Do you wanna come? I would love to! Sounds like fun!
Or,
today we've made a very important archaeological discovery. We dug this up in a tomb. They say that a great evil is trapped inside, and that's why they buried it so deep in the tomb that we dug up. Well, time to open it.
there's an entire TV Tropes page off of that phenomenon. Too dumb to live. The thing about Frankie is she plans. We see her pack supplied, including a phone charger, because I can't tell you how many stories or movies or TV shows I've watched where just suddenly, oh, your phone's out of juice. Hello. Every time someone's phone battery gets around like 20%, they start getting the urge to charge it, whether they charge it right where they are or in their car, because you can do that now, or they leave where they are, go home and charge their phone there. Riders need to think of something new. Like, off the top of my head, what if you called out for help and someone weird answered the phone even though you put your mom's phone number in? I don't know. Imagine what I could come up with, or anyone could come up with 20 minutes and a juice box thinking about it. More than, oh, no signal. Oh, phone's dead. Okay, we're getting off topic. Frankie also lets people know when she's going into a situation where she may get stuck, and I'm not going to give away too much when she does, but a lot of the horror tropes we're used to, Frankie subverts, which is interesting, and it still manages to be scary. That's what I like about this comic. I do think Stagtown is Punko's best work yet, and I highly do recommend you read it. I think her characters are great. I think this Beehog t-shirt is hilarious and I want it. You should read it if you're a fan of horror, webcomics, or beautiful art. So originally I had a different ending to this video planned, but then Stagtown had a costume contest and I decided to enter it, so this is where we are. It was kind of a good excuse to get back into crafting, cosplay, I guess. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. Drink some water, maybe. Even though it's fall now, the sun's still out. Sunscreen should be on. And here, take this. It's dangerous to go alone. Don't worry about ringing the bell. I found a bell and I can ring that for you. See you in next video, maybe? I don't know your life. And no one tell Punko I made this.